Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to this blogging discussion. It is exactly what it says, a discussion. I had hoped to pre-plan some things, but I didn't really know what to plan. And the document that, sorry, that's the wrong document. The document that I had asked people to put some ideas in it didn't have ideas in it. So what I'd like to show you first is this website, which I have directed you to before, but when I directed you there in the past, there wasn't as much stuff on it. Right now, if you go to this link, what I did was I took some screenshots of myself setting up a brand new free WordPress site, and I put them below the video that was there before. So under Getting Started, it'll show you go to wordpress.com. You can just click the link there. You basically click on Get Started, and it walks you through 6 steps. It tries to trick you in a couple of steps to pay for WordPress, but you don't have to. So fill in your information, do steps 1 through 6. In step 5, choose free. You're going to have to scroll down, I believe, to find the free one. And then there's some options here for you to, there's like a setup list for you to get some things started. You're going to have to activate your web page in your email. Like literally you can follow these screenshots step by step for when you're doing it. And then go in and update your website. When you're in your website at any time, if you feel like if you're like looking for the menu, you can click on the My Site button. So I have it open here. If you're here and you're like, where's my menu? You can click on My Site and it'll bring this menu back up. That's very helpful. I recommend reading their tips, especially if you're new to it. If you find that you've gone into something and you need to, and there's a little back thing. Let's see. I think if I go into pages, it'll do that to me. Or maybe if I go add a new page. Yeah, if I'm typing in here and I put my title in and I start typing some stuff and I'm like, where did my thing go? If I want to go back to the menu, there's a button up there. It'll warn you if you don't save your stuff that you're going to lose it all, but I hadn't done anything there. There's basically 2 different types of pages that you can have in a website. There's pages, which stay put, and there's posts, which every time you post something, the newest thing shows up on top. I've got a couple of screenshots of what that looks like. So for blogging in the course, if you're doing weekly activities, you're going to want to use blog posts because that's what I can syndicate to the website so that everybody can see them. It's going to look like this, where the most recent thing that you post goes on the top. So actually, we looked at my website today. This is my blog, and you can see that it's already different because I posted something 9 hours ago. Is that 9 hours ago? Really? Wow. Okay. Time flies. Anyways, every time I post something, it goes to the top of that. Whereas if I use a page, so if I click over here and I go pages instead, it goes wherever I put it in a menu. So it won't show up in the order that it's posted. And I think I have, where did it go? I have a screenshot of one of those there. So this always stays the same. If I add a new page, I can add it underneath one of those things. And I can show you another one. This here is a presentation that I put together for that conference that I was just at. These are all pages. So when I created a new one, I could put it under there. It's like a normal web page that you see. Whereas in a blog, I wouldn't have been able to do it quite like that. It's basically the difference. So if you're doing weekly activities, use the blog option. If you're creating a website for your group project, you're probably going to want to use pages. This is what I've been trying to figure out. Oh, good. I'm glad I've helped you figure something out. WordPress, the free version is all you need to be able to do what you need to do in this course, but it is somewhat limited. So if you find that for your group project you want to do something that uses plugins, WordPress is going to ask you to pay, which is why I said I can give you access to actually this website, and I can create like it's called a subdomain. You don't really care about that. It's basically like a site inside of a site for you to edit, and then you'll have access to the plugins and stuff. You can make your site look better without having access to those plugins by changing the theme. If you're using Weebly, I don't know how to use it. I've never tried. I have no idea. I really can't answer your question. You say it's easier. Maybe it's easier, but I've never tried it. So you're free to use any website building tool that you want. I just only support WordPress because I don't want to go out and learn all the different ways to make websites. I'm not really tech support, but maybe tech support could help you if you run into problems with that. I can give you some general advice. You're not tech support either. Okay. I will show you how to make the WordPress a little bit easier. WordPress did change their layout recently, which is unfortunate, but so that it may have gotten a little bit harder to use recently. If you go to themes, there's a whole bunch of themes in here that you can pick. Now, some of them are paid themes. You don't want that. You want free themes. So click on free first, and then pick something that you like. I find a lot of times when I'm looking at these, they look really pretty, but then when I apply them to my site, they take some customization to make them pretty, and sometimes they make you they try and get you to upgrade and pay money to add extra features. I don't want you paying anything for this stuff, so try and pick one that's free. That will look good with your content. The beautiful thing about this is if you build the content first and then pick your themes after, your whole web page layout and everything will change after the fact. So I recommend getting some of the layout done before you pick your theme so you can see what it'll look like. All of these ones are free. One of these ones is actually the one that I'm using for the course. I think it showed up last time I was in here with a student. There it is. That's the one that I'm using for the syndicated blog course. In fact, when I used it for Transcultural one time, I kept this road picture because I liked it. It's fair. I like that one. It's fairly easy. But if you're doing something with more pictures, you might want to go with something with the blocks here. What you might find is that you might be a little bit disappointed because some of the block look only works for blog posts. And if you're doing your project in this, you probably aren't going to be able to use it as easily. There is a theme, IQBL, that I used for a different presentation that I did that has, these are all pages. They're not posts. This is Cubic by WordPress.com. So you could probably find that one in there. The one thing that's not great about this one is the font is a little bit hard to read on some pages. That's Aaron. He's really into gamification, and we were talking about gamification tonight, and this, oddly enough, this presentation is about gamification. So I will throw that link into the chat in case somebody's interested, but you don't have to be interested in that. Okay. Someone here likes Wix. I tried Wix and I hated it, and I gave up. So do whatever works for you. How do you change the theme? I applied one and I didn't like it and I could not figure out how to change it. So if you just go into the theme area and pick one. So I'm going to pick a random one. How come it's not working? Because I'm being impatient. Okay, so you have to go in here and it's like, yeah, I want to use this one. Then you have to activate it. That might be what, I should put that in my instructions. Now, I would customize whenever I'm doing it. When you open the customizer, it shows you what your site looks like. Thanks, I got it. And then you can play around with the look. So this, obviously this website does not have a lot of content on it because it's just a very basic thing that I was using for this, but I could change the title to group. I already don't like this theme because all caps, I'm not trying to yell at my teacher here. And I'm going to go Laura Killam. There we go. And look, I can add a logo. And I don't have anything uploaded yet, so I'm going to go to my pictures. Where's the quickest place for me to find an appropriate picture? This one should be appropriate. I have no idea what it is. Oh, it's a title slide for a different presentation that I did. We're going to set that as the logo for the website. That's kind of neat. All right, I'm going to hit publish when I'm done customizing the different parts. And then you have to hit publish for it to actually change your website. Now, I need to open this in a new. So to open in a new tab, you can right click and go open a new tab. I like doing that because then I find it's easier to get back to my actual project. This is what it looks like. If I don't like it, I can change it again by going back to customize. If I go back to why did it do that? It's showing you the HTML for some reason. Okay. Customize. There we go, that's better. So if it breaks, just leave and try again. If I want to change the colors, I can. I often don't change colors when I'm doing this because I find that I don't usually like it when I change the colors. Definitely don't go with something super bright when you're changing colors. The blue's all right. This might look okay. I'm kind of worried about where the green went. Anyways, pick a color that you like. Oh, it'll remind you to publish things before you do it because you'll lose it if you don't. And I don't really like where this picture went. But it just, the themes, you just kind of have to play with it. And then if I decide that I don't like that theme, I can go back to themes. And maybe I'll choose this one. I would never actually choose this one, I don't think. Oh, shoot, I probably have to pay for that one. Now, I'm not sure what beginner means, but beginner sounds good to me. Probably means it's easier to use. Activate this design, free. Let's customize this design. Oh, look, this is what the website looks like now. So I've just changed the entire look of the website, and I've got a post there and a post there instead of the way that it was laid out before. So you can kind of decide which way you like it. Now, if you want to change the menu up here, you can do that in a different area as well. Usually there's a couple of different spots where you can put a menu. You don't have to worry about playing with this too much. But now I've just put home and contact in the footer, which is the bottom of the document, and that's what that looks like there, as well as the social links menu. I'm not sure where that is. I don't even see it on here. Might be this. How to cite infographics. I'll talk about that for this website because I actually don't cite pictures the same way as I would in APA when I'm doing a blog, and the reason is because it doesn't look good on the blog. I mean, you can do it in the bottom of the document, and I will talk about that in the APA session, but I'll show you an example of that here in a minute. Actually, I'll just go over here. So these are all tweets. I gotta find a place where I actually used an image that I didn't take myself. Usually I just put it right below the this is one right below the picture. Right here. So image by this by John Heron from Pixabay. And when you go to Pix is the site that I usually use, and you download an image, it'll actually give you that right here. So I copy and paste that onto the website. Now, for your purposes, I would put something like this below the picture, and then I'd put the actual citation, which I'll show you in the APA session, at the end of the document. Well, technically, I feel like I should make you do the APA session citation at the end of the document, but it kind of isn't the same. You can just do it like this if you want to for a website. This is a lot easier, and it makes a lot more sense. Okay. I was wondering where I was, and it's because I am teaching not from a PowerPoint. Something else that you need to watch is comments. So if someone comments on your site and you're doing the blogging for participation in the course, I've had some students say, well, my comments aren't showing up. So that's because if you comment on somebody else's site, they have to approve it before it shows up on their site. You'll see this little notification bell go when you have a comment, and then you have to actually click on approve for the comment to show up. So what I've told people is when they make the comment to take a screenshot in case the other person doesn't approve the comment, but unless the person's being nasty to you, I would recommend approving comments on your posts. It also shows that people are participating in your postings, which is good for you. Can I include the reference page in a separate tab / page? Yes, in fact, I would suggest that you do. That includes all the citations, or would you like them at the end of each page? I think it makes more sense. So in a blog, for the weekly activities, I would put them at the end of each blog post, but for the group project, I would put them in a separate page, like I did for the quest-based learning one. QBL. So this is a presentation, and our references are here. I think I put them in APA format. I did. You'll note it. No, I didn't. I didn't put them in APA format. So this was in the format that my colleague Aaron was using for publication that he was writing. So this isn't APA format. You can do APA format stuff in here. You just can't do all the APA format. I can't indent, for example, and I know that. So when I'm marking a website, you get marked on a website for the APA formatting that you can do. The other thing that you can do, if it makes you feel better, is you can like upload a Word document or link to a Google document with your formatted citations in APA format instead of having it as an actual web page. So when I clicked on that link, this could have opened a document instead of opening a web page. You're welcome. That's actually a pretty good tip. There's another way to look at your comments. If you click on the comments area of the web page, I recommend playing with your settings so that you can control how comments are approved and all that kind of stuff. And if you are sharing your website, it has to either be public or hidden. It can't be private, otherwise I'm not going to be able to see it and I'm not going to be able to mark it. And you could spend hours and hours and hours exploring WordPress. It can literally take as little or as much time as you want. There's a lot of videos and stuff out there that can help you, and I'm sure it's the same with other websites as well. So just, make it look as good as you can, but don't get stuck in the finer details unless you're actually enjoying it. This website here, for example, took hours to figure out the homepage, and then I gave up because the homepage was not working well, and I embedded a Google PowerPoint in here. You'll see that this PowerPoint slide changes every 5 seconds because we had, I think it was 6 presentation team members for the panel that we were doing, and for some reason the font kept getting messed up after the 4th person. So I gave up and I embedded a PowerPoint instead of listing everybody's information on the website. Okay, so that was a very quick run through of sort of my high-level tips. I want to know what you're struggling with, what I can help you with if you're thinking of doing a website for a group project or if you're doing it for the blog posts. It seems like blog posts in the course are going pretty well. This menu, by the way, needs to be cleaned up. I really should make it so it's just one line. You'll notice that it now tells you who is doing the blog post, which I think is helpful. I haven't quite figured out how to get the pictures to come over with the syndication yet, but I'm working on that. There used to be a plugin, but the plugin broke. So what questions do you have? You have a question about H5P? I created one and pasted it into my paragraph, and it doesn't show in my post. It's probably because you're using the free version. So I know that I can embed it on my site because I've installed the H5P plugin. I'm just trying to think of how you can share it without the plugin. I think there's probably a share a link option in H5P. To share from your own website, WordPress plugin needs to be installed. Oh, you created it on my domain. Oh, okay, good. So then I can show you how to do that. I just have to log in. This is probably not going to work. Okay. Just give me a second to get to the other side. Yeah, so that's the thing. WordPress looks easy. It is fairly easy, but if you get caught up in some of the design details, it can get difficult. Like the website that I showed you, I was learning how to do HTML coding. I have done some of that before to fix some of the problems. I wouldn't expect you guys to do that kind of stuff. So this is the inside of the Nursing Informatics website. You'll see that there's H5, so it looks a little bit different than the free website. If you decide to use one of mine, one of my domains, it'll look different, but it works the same way. So posts work the same way, pages work the same way, the themes work the same way. You just get more options. So under H5P content, you create something in here. So I have to create something. I'm going to create a true and false question. Okay. Sorry. I just haven't done anything on here yet. I guess I should just have done my own thing. Great. Test, true, false. Awesome. Okay, check. There we go. Okay, so what's next over here? See how it says the short code? You have to copy this here. So you highlight it and go copy or go Control C and then paste it into your page or your post. So if I go to pages and I go to the calendar page and edit it, I'm going to go paste. So the calendar page looks scary because this is just an embed code. That's all. It's just because it's here. I'll put it on preview mode. It won't look as scary anymore. There we go. Now if I go update, I'll go view page, and then this is the H5P element in here. So I don't remember if the answer was the answer was true. Look at that. Okay, that's how you put the H5P in there. That's what you did. Do I need to do my whole post on your domain? Yeah, for it to show up on the website, you have to do the whole post over here, unfortunately. Yeah, H5P is really awesome. The drawback is that you have to do it on a paid site. My site is a paid site, and I can give you access to a sub part of the paid site and install the plugin for you. Oh, cancel update. So H5P has so many, like you see all of these things, these are all different types of content that you can create for your project. These are all different interactive things that would count towards engagement. These are all really awesome things that I have, and I haven't played with them all. I've played with branching. I know it says it's in beta, but I freaking love it. I've played with image pairing. I've done multiple choice questions, and I've done interactive video before. Interactive video is a really cool one. In fact, if you go to apa.nursekillam.com, there's some examples of the interactive video on there. Looks like this. You press play. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. This is it, right here. It plays automatically. Hold on, it's going to come up in a second. There it is. See? What is the maximum number of characters for the running head? Anybody know? I know. It's 50. Here we go. This is how you would make a website interactive. That's how I would do it anyways. Okay, so Mackenzie, you might have to send me an email to remind me. I might have to syndicate my own site to my own site in order for it to show up on the main, like, I may have to syndicate the site that I gave you with this page the same way that I syndicated yours with this page for it to show up. Sorry about the miscommunication there. H5P is actually something that you can play with without even having a website. If you go to h5p.org, it's just that to share it with people, the only way that I know how to do it is through having, like, through embedding it in a website and having that plugin. If you can find another way to do it, that's great, go for it. But if you want to just play with it, you can go here and create a free account and play with it before you decide if that's what you want to do. The other thing for group projects, if you want to do your whole thing in H5P, instead of giving you a website, I can put it into, well, I have to put it on my website first, but then I can put it into Blackboard. All right, have a good time at work. Yeah, these features take time to learn. So if you're pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone just by using a free WordPress site, I wouldn't worry too much about doing H5P on top of that. If you've gotten fairly comfortable with, doing some website stuff, putting H5P on top of that is a good way to stretch your comfort zone. Right. I want everybody in the class to stretch their comfort zone, which means that it's what's good enough for one person is different than what's good enough for another person to do that stretching of the comfort zone. So to clarify, we can do an H5P on our free version. How do we get it into Blackboard? I have to, if you do H5P on the website that I showed you, h5p.org, I have to put it, I'll have to put it inside of here, and I'll just put it on a page that's not directed anywhere, and then I can embed it directly inside of Blackboard. Just saying, I can show you one from last semester. Last semester under gamification, apparently I missed a post there. One of these is H5P. This is H5P right here. So these guys did H5P. I'm not reading these questions. Look at that. Check that out. See? Incorrect answer. Look at that. It's pretty neat. Some group members are very technically advanced, so they will help me move forward. We email it to you. Email me. You can email me telling me what you need. And then if some of your people are technically advanced, it might make sense for me to just give them like a website to use, and then they can put it together. We can figure that out with the people that are technically advanced. Stretch my comfort zone. It is what I want to do. Yes, stretch your comfort zone. That's a good idea. Our group is looking to do H5P through a live session. Is this possible? You can do H5P during a live session, but it will probably need to be on a website for everybody in the group to do it, because everybody would be doing the H5P on their own computer, and you're not going to see the results using that approach, at least not that I know of. You can do some reading on H5P's website to see if there's another way, but that's the only way that I know of. All right. So it is 10. I am available to answer more questions, but we have used up the half an hour that I said was going to count for this particular live session. So if you need to go because you need to go to work, or maybe you're just tired of talking to me because it's been a while now, then feel free to head out. You're welcome. It's good to try some new things. Have a good night. You're welcome. It looks like people are saying thank you. I will stick around and see if there are questions, but it looks like most people are looking to head out. So if you are looking to get started on using this, I do recommend clicking the Getting Started link and checking it out. As I showed you at the beginning, there's the step-by-step instructions to guide you through. And if you run into any difficulty, please reach out and let me know. We might need to schedule a Blackboard discussion kind of call, just because I find that it's sometimes easier to do this either through a video response to an email or through an actual discussion, because I don't want you guys getting stuck. So please reach out if you need any help, and thank you very much for watching this recording.